Welcome to another edition of the Turnpike Sports Book Report. I'm Doug Weischadle here with Dave Weischadle. We're here to give you a whip-around look at some of the latest news coming out of the sports betting industry over the past week. Press releases, info at turnpikesportsradio.com. Keep them coming in. We love hearing from our communications friends out there for all the casinos, lotteries, and sports books. This week, in our state and national reports, we've got a very interesting benchmark for Illinois from their June sports betting numbers.
Oh, okay.
We've got July benchmarks in Maryland, Iowa, Michigan, Massachusetts, and New York to talk about.
Okay.
Deals, we've got another U.S. integrity deal to talk about. We've got a Jackpocket deal.
Okay.
We've got a couple other deals, and we also have more on the ESPN bet deal that came out recently.
Oh, okay. A little more details.
A little more details.
Okay, good.
Not much, but enough.
Okay.
Industry updates. We got a quick update on the Florida sports betting situation. More information regarding WinBet.
Okay.
We've got some Kentucky licensing news to talk about and a couple free-to-play games that were launched.
Good.
And then we're going to end up the show with our legislative roundup. We've got news coming out of Maine, Michigan, New Hampshire, and also a couple of national bills to talk about as well.
Okay.
So we'll get started with our state and national reports right after this.
80% of falls in the home occur in the bathroom. Don't put yourself or a loved one at risk. There's a safe bathing system for everyone's budget.
Enjoy a bathing experience that combines safety, comfort, and excellence. If assisted living is not for you, a BCI walk-in tub may well be the answer, giving you the safety and freedom to live independently. A BCI walk-in tub is the most affordable and comfortable walk-in tub in the market today. With our dual drain technology, your tub will drain quickly, and for those that still like the feature of a shower, our two-way bliss gives you both a handheld and overhead shower head. We offer the best financing in the industry with payments as low as $99 per month or no interest, no payments for 18 months with approved credit. For comfort, safety, price, and selection, it's gotta be BCI Walk-In Tub. Be one of the first 50 callers and save $1,500.
Call 800-354-4377, 800-354-4377 for a free no obligation in-home consultation.
Attention. If you owe back taxes to the IRS, watch this urgent message. The IRS is cracking down by hiring 87,000 new agents to garnish your paycheck and put liens on homes and businesses. They can even seize your bank account. The IRS calls it enforced compliance, and now they have the manpower to get you. Penalties and interest on unpaid taxes compound daily. So call One Stop Tax Relief Shop and get the IRS off your back. They're experts in the Fresh Start Initiative, one of the biggest breaks the IRS has ever offered. And no other tax shop gets you more or faster approvals. One Stop Tax Relief has resolved thousands of cases since 2014 and saved clients millions of dollars. Call now for a free consultation. Connect with tax professionals who get the IRS off your back.
Call 800-605-0688. 800-605-0688.
One Stop Tax Relief Shop.
Welcome back to the Turnpike Sports Book Report. We're going to start off our state and national reports this week with the June sports betting numbers being reported by the state of Illinois.
Okay, this is June now.
This is June.
Okay. All right.
Really, nothing out of the ordinary with regards to June, except for, like I said at the top, one dubious benchmark.
Okay. All right. That doesn't sound good.
The Illinois, one of the big things in Illinois are the parlays. And
yes,
the parlay betting reports are very interesting, and a few people collate all these the information regarding the parlay bets, but I have to give a tip of the hat to Chris Altrude over at Better Collective.
Yeah, he's really good
Yes.
at he does a lot of reports on the parlay betting. So.
He pointed out that the $31.7 million in operator revenue from parlay bets in Illinois for the month of June sent the all-time total for parlay wagering in Illinois to over $1 billion.
Wow.
So kind of interesting. I don't know if that's a good benchmark to hit or not.
Yeah, it's good for the industry. Everyone says, parlays, watch what you're doing. And I will say, usually I do parlays when I get, those bonus bets in my my mailbox. So MGM, here's your bonus $2 bets. That's usually when I do the parlays, but, it's... The lure of parlays is just amazing because, if you hit on one of those, you're going to really make a lot of money, but it's rare that you hit on one of those. And what's big now is the in-game parlays. You do a lot of that. That's kind of fun. That's a little, for me anyway, the in-game parlays is a little easier to figure out. Maybe I'm not sure if the odds are a little better than doing several game parlays, but I enjoy
Let me clarify. You're talking same game parlays.
Same game,
not in game. In game is while game's going on. I don't do that.
There are now in game parlays.
I don't do that. Yeah, I have to get used to that.
Yeah, what I'm talking about is same game parlays.
Yes.
You do same game parlays.
Yes, I do same game parlays. I find it kind of fun. Especially,
but as long as you don't go overboard on it, I mean, I'm
parlay betting is not a huge part of my betting menu system. Anyway, I prefer the straight bets that traditional betting, I should say.
Yeah,
the parlay betting is just taking the nation by storm, and people are fascinated with it.
Well, like I said, you hit on a parlay, chances are you're going to make a lot of money off of a little bit of money. But
exactly.
It's like, one of the things is, I mean, if you put too many legs on your parlay, then it just becomes a lottery ticket, and it just luck is the only thing that will help you win.
Exactly,
something like that. But look, you hear them on the news reports. The last weekend, some guy had a 12-leg parlay or something like that. You were telling me about that.
It came down to the Baltimore Ravens-Eagles game.
Yeah.
And the Ravens won. When it was announced, they didn't say whether it was all money line or spread.
Yeah.
If he bet the spread, he lost. If he bet the money line, he won.
Yeah.
So
hopefully
he won.
Parlays make the news.
Yeah.
For people two of us who follow the news and the betting news, they always throw that out. Oh, there's some guy hit on a 20-leg parlay and something like that. So,
well, let's move on to July, and we'll hit these benchmarks really quickly here. We got Maryland reporting their July numbers. In July, because of the numbers reported in July, FanDuel cleared $1 billion in handle for that state. DraftKings is at $733 million, so they're pretty close to each other in terms of overall handle. We've got Iowa reporting their July numbers. FanDuel became the second operator in the state to reach $100 million all-time revenue with those July numbers. Interesting note is Bet365. Bet365, in terms of handle, came in 5th this month in Iowa. They're starting to make some moves here and there. Bet365 I'm talking about. It's only the second month in operation of the state, and it's already climbed into number 5.
Here in New Jersey, I mean, I used to see a lot of commercials for Bet365. I haven't seen too many commercials for Bet365. Maybe it'll
kick up for this football season.
For football season starts, maybe that'll start up again, but I haven't seen a lot of it.
Over in Massachusetts also reported their numbers. We've got the state's all-time handle already passing $2.25 billion.
Great.
$2.252 billion in terms of all-time handle. Needless to say, DraftKings is leading the way in terms of handle. They've got 50% of the handle in the state.
That's their hometown state. Or
exactly.
Hometown state, does that make difference? Or their home state, their corporate offices are in Boston.
50% of the mobile handle went to DraftKings. DraftKings and FanDuel together make up 80% of the market right now.
Yeah.
So that goes without saying. That's pretty much just about everywhere. Not that much of a difference. I mean, the 20% market share difference.
Yeah, when I'm up in Massachusetts, I also see with the BetMGM commercials, too. So I'm sure they get a little bit of a chunk of that market, too.
Mobile year-to-date handle also passed $2 billion. So congratulations on those two accounts for Massachusetts. The Commonwealth is doing good. They also made note that Fanatics, the handle went up 24% month to month, second month of operation.
Their name was in the news.
Yes,
so
their name is constantly in the news.
a lot of promotions.
Yes.
So
over in Michigan, one benchmark to note was that Penn Entertainment, who's been in the news a lot lately.
Speaking of being in the news,
their Greektown casino has been the best operator among the 3 casinos in terms of year-over-year performance for that state. It's the only casino to have overall year-over-year growth for the calendar year in terms of compared to the other two retail operations over there, the two casinos. So congratulations to Penn Entertainment. Greektown is leading the way over there.
Sure.
Over in New York, we always talk about their weekly reports. They reported their July numbers. FanDuel and DraftKings had almost identical market shares for the month.
Okay.
39.09, 39.08%. They were neck and neck for revenue in July as well, 39% market share there as well, too. So kind of interesting to see those two entities. The week ending August 6th, DraftKings had their highest totals in both handle and revenue.
Oh, wow. Highest totals in terms of year?
Weekly. Yeah,
Weekly?
in all time.
Okay.
All-time handle for DraftKings.
Okay.
Weekly handle, weekly revenue, highest points ever.
Okay.
For that company. FanDuel still holds the record in terms of online sports betting for handle and revenue, but this past week ending August 6th was DraftKings week.
Interesting. I wonder what's going on in New York. It must be the, soccer's.
Well,
huge.
according to DraftKings, they had record handle for the Nate Diaz-Jake Paul fight.
Okay.
So that popped them over the edge in
good.
terms of weekly handle there. So also for the week ending August 6th, FanDuel topped $1.1 billion in revenue. Caesars passed $300 million in revenue. BetRivers topped $700 million in handle all time. So we had a couple benchmarks there. Also, with the July numbers, kind of interesting. The streak of 10 straight billion-dollar months for New York State ended.
Well, yeah. Well, look.
Yeah.
Not
by much.
It's kind of a slow sports betting month. I think a lot of people are seeing like kind of a downward numbers for July, but it's to be expected.
$962 million is not bad.
No, not at all.
They didn't hit the billion, but
no.
That's 10 straight weeks, 10 straight months of $1 billion handles done.
Okay.
So they'll probably get the $1 billion in August here.
They'll start another streak next month.
Exactly. That's it for the numbers and state and national reports. Let's talk some deals. This week in deals, we have U.S. Integrity announcing a comprehensive partnership with Novig, Novig, Novig Sports Betting.
Okay, all right.
Yes,
All right.
which will that sportsbook operator will be launching in Colorado. So brand new sportsbook,
Wow,
new deal
okay.
with U.S. Integrity, and it's almost like a market exchange because you're going to be able to bet against the house as well as other players.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's I guess
It's
I would call
it's
it
an
traditional and also peer-to-peer kind of
It's
thing.
a sports betting exchange.
Okay.
That's what they're calling it.
Okay.
That's peer-to-peer,
All right,
basically.
okay.
Yeah, you can bet against best-in-market odds, according to the press release, or set their own odds.
Okay.
So it's a betting exchange more than just a peer-to-peer.
Oh, so it's not a traditional kind of.
It's traditional and peer-to-peer.
Oh, okay.
It's
All right.
both. It's
Okay.
both. You always have to have both.
Okay.
Yeah. Jackpocket announced a new multi-year partnership with the Boston Red Sox.
Oh, all right.
Jackpocket will be running giveaways, prize packages for Red Sox fans for the rest of this season as well as upcoming seasons. They're going to be giving away home game tickets, VIP experiences like tours, and also you're going to be able to watch batting practice from the warning track.
Oh, okay.
That's an interesting one.
Okay.
That's actually kind of cool.
Well, there's a bar in Fenway Park. I think it was Bleachers.
The Bleacher Bar.
The Bleacher Bar, yeah.
It's in the wall.
It's in the wall.
Or the Monster, whatever
Yeah,
they call
you
it,
go in from Lansdowne Street and you look out the window through the wall.
You're basically in left field.
Yeah.
And also, this is Jackpocket's fifth partnership with a Major League Baseball team, their 12th Major League Sport partnership. So they're making inroads everywhere. We've got Odds On Compliance doing a deal with SharpRank, which is a statistical evaluator of sports betting and advertising numbers out there. You're going to be able to access SharpRank's reports through the Playbook AI product developed by Odds On Compliance. SCCG Management expanded their partnership with Odds AI, which is a tech firm specializing in predictive analytics for sports betting odds.
Okay.
When they first did the partnership with SCCG, Stephen Crystal's outfit, they have obtained a bunch of new customers, so they expanded the deal with Stephen and SCCG to help continue the growth of the company.
Great.
Catena Media announced a partnership with the Sporting News.
Wow, great.
They're going to be providing advertorial and editorial content regarding sports betting. They're going to cover the U.S., but they're also going to have Mexico, Argentina, and Brazilian markets covered as well.
Okay, great.
And regarding ESPN Bet, everyone's been talking about, the difference between dropping Barstool and launching the ESPN Bet coming up. One of the news reports out there, ESPN accepted the deal after Penn National dropped their initial offer or initial price for everything. Whatever they agreed on was half of what Penn Entertainment originally wanted.
Wow, okay.
It's kind of interesting that they had to drop it down that much.
Interesting.
To get a deal done with ESPN.
Again, those are reports. Who knows? I think we're going to have to, wait a couple of months to get the whole complete story of this deal, because it's fascinating to watch, though.
And also, there was another report out there that Dave Portnoy sold his shares of Penn Entertainment soon after this deal was done, or some of his shares. Mm-hmm. There's been some disputing of that report, so I don't know if that's actually accurate reporting.
Like I said, these reports are just everyone's trying to get the drop on these things. You heard it here first kind of stuff, and everyone should take a breath and wait till everything is moving in that direction and seeing how it works and see how everything plays out, and then we'll get the facts behind the deal.
Here's another piece of information that was released by a couple different media outlets besides some of the normal ones out there. They went Penn Entertainment, ESPN went to FanDuel and DraftKings before deciding on Penn Entertainment.
So someone's reporting that now too.
So Penn Entertainment wasn't even, according to some reports, ESPN's first choice to work with. I don't know.
Let's be honest. Most people don't know the fine details and the fine points. So, like I said, we're going to have to wait to find out. I think a couple months down the road, we're going to get the whole complete story.
You know what? We may not get the whole complete story until after the deal is either successfully down the road or it fell apart after the third year. Mm-hmm. The third year has the out for Penn Entertainment and also ESPN. Right now, Penn Entertainment had a 2% share of the market under the Barstool Sportsbook deal that they had. Mm-hmm. They want this to be 20% with ESPN Bet.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's possible.
I don't know. ESPN has a pretty big name in the industry, in the sporting industry anyway. So, we'll see. Name recognition means a lot. I mean, we've seen that in the Fanatics deal, and we're probably going to see that in the ESPN deal. People know the name, love them, hate them, who knows, or whatever. They know the name. And,
we're going to be seeing different surveys come out regarding ESPN Bet and name recognition, whether or not 25 million ESPN Plus subscribers. I'm wondering what they're going to do with those guys.
I'm going to be very interested to see how ESPN intertwines the betting within the network. When I'm watching ESPN, will ESPN Bets be pretty obvious on my screen?
ESPN Bet.
ESPN. Why do I keep plural?
Because you want to say it. It's
ESPN Bet. Yeah, ESPN Bets is kind of easy to say. Yeah. ESPN Bet is a little. But I'm curious to see how that's going to. I'm going to see that on my screen when I'm watching ESPN.
I'm curious to see what happens with the deals they have now. I'm talking about ESPN, the network. Mm-hmm. I know they have Caesar Sportsbook on there.
Yeah. Well, Daily Wager, they use Caesar's number. So.
Well, Caesar's had the rights to do the odds and analytics on the screen. So I'm very curious to see what ESPN had to do to get out of that deal. Mm-hmm. Or was that deal expiring anyway?
Who knows?
That hasn't come out yet either.
Yeah,
so be very curious to see what happens there. That's it for our deals this week. We're going to be talking our industry updates right after this.
Every 40 seconds, a kid is reported missing. Find the Children provides educational material that teaches your kids how to recognize and avoid predators. Our recovery programs are very successful in bringing kids back home to their family. You can help protect our kids and bring the missing kids home safe by donating your unwanted car, truck, SUV, or van, running or not. We guarantee you will receive the maximum tax deduction. We provide fast free pickup, usually within 24 hours. Over 2,000 kids are reported missing every day. Call now to donate your vehicle. Donate now to bring these kids home safe.
Call 800-934-2260. 800-934-2260. 800-934-2260.
Game sauce and Tony best slip is empty. I gotta call KG.
KG, what up?
I got nothing for you, Fox.
Ah, come on. Jalen. You want to tell?
Yeah.
Don't call somebody on live TV.
Well, you answered. Have other friends anyway.
Marshawn, Barry.
Listen, I need some tips.
I like L.A.
LA?
No, Dallas. That's
Dallas?
No, Dallas.
Dallas?
How about Detroit?
I'm calling y'all right now. Vanessa.
I got a tip for you. Always go with your gut.
I like that.
Let's go with our gut.
Welcome back to the Turnpike Sports Book Report. This week in our industry updates, we had some movement, very little movement, as a matter of fact, regarding the Florida sports betting situation. Everyone was anticipating West Flagler to file their appeal, which they did at the deadline.
Yeah, I kind of assumed it. Yeah.
They did something some people weren't expecting. They wanted an en banc review of the D.C. court decision allowing the sports betting compact. Instead of just appealing for the 3-judge panel, they went for the entire court ruling there. Again, this is going to be interesting. You may see, some analysts are saying you may see sports betting launch and then shut down again while this is happening.
Did they have this before?
Because as we're recording this, as we're taping this, there has not been a response from the court system yet regarding whether or not the appeal will be granted or the rehearing will be granted.
Okay.
I don't know if it will be, because three of the 9 that would be hearing this have already unanimously ruled against them.
Okay. Well,
so
we'll
I'm very curious to see whether or not it goes forward. And some people are saying this goes all the way up to the U.S. Supreme Court.
Yeah, who knows? It's got some ways to go before everything gets settled down and things like that. But yet, look, I think by next year Florida's going to have sports betting. I think so. I mean, widespread sports betting. I'm talking about, different sports book operators coming in and doing their thing there. So that's what I'm thinking. I mean,
I'm just wondering where, with the Indian Gaming Regulatory Act angle that's the main focus of all this. I'm just curious to see what happens in other states now.
Yeah.
Regardless of what's going on in Florida.
That's why it's important what happens in Florida, because it gives guidance to other states and gives, precedent to other states.
Well, I'm just waiting to see a couple other states in terms of gaming compacts for Native American tribes. Mm-hmm. Especially like a California, to actually go the way Florida did and see if they get a different ruling in their state courts.
Well, we'll see.
Because it's kind of interesting to see where everyone's falling out on this. There's really no way, shape, or form to actually predict this. This is the first state Native American compact to include statewide online sports betting, so it's very unique in the marketplace.
Yeah. No, we'll see what happens, but hopefully they'll get it all settled out and stuff like that. Florida's a big populous state kind of thing, so sports betting will do very well there.
Yes. Also, big news was the closing of WinBet. By Wynn Resorts, Wynn Resorts International, whatever the formal name you want to use. They closed the online sports betting and iGaming platform WinBet in 8 states: Arizona, Colorado, Indiana, Louisiana, New Jersey, Tennessee, Virginia, and West Virginia. They kept open Nevada and Massachusetts. They have their resorts there.
Yeah, they have the actual casinos there.
New York and Michigan are under review. New York is interesting because they may want to hang on to that license and sell it to somebody. You know, that may be a very, very profitable move by Wynn Resorts. Maybe the most profitable thing they do with WynnBET in terms of selling the license in New York.
It'd be interesting to see if they want to do that or if they can do it or what would be the whole situation.
PointsBet already
there.
did theirs.
Yeah,
So
you know.
PointsBet set the precedent when they sold theirs to Fanatics.
Yeah.
There's got to be another group out there that may be interested in a New York license. Who isn't in New York right now? That's the question. You got to look at who's not in New York.
Yeah. No, I'm trying to think of it off. You know, there's 9 in New York right now, correct? So you know, well, you never know. There are sports books popping up all over the place. You just said that new one in Colorado.
That one, they don't have betting exchanges in New York.
So that I would wonder if that would be the next step for New York, betting exchanges. So.
Or is somebody going to snatch it up and have a secondary license?
Yeah, who knows?
But again, or one of the casinos coming in. You know, in New York City.
Yeah, New York has the New York City area is going to have 3 casinos, so you have to figure out how that affects the sports betting market there. So.
Yeah, I haven't heard too much about the sports books in the New York casinos. A lot of them don't seem to have them.
Can you imagine that, a sports book in the center of New York City? That'd be unbelievable.
Well, according to FanDuel and the Meadowlands, they're the center of New York City.
But no, it'd be incredible. I know, casino in the center of New York City, like the poker room would be amazing.
Yes.
The sports book would be amazing. It'd be phenomenal.
WynnBET also withdrew their application in Illinois for a management services provider license.
Okay.
So they're out of Illinois as well. We've got Kentucky. We had 7 horse tracks and 7 mobile operators apply for licensing. It's 7 of the 9 horse tracks that have applied. There's still 2 out there that haven't applied yet.
Okay.
They're going to be launching September 7th retail, September 28th for online. But again, we have 7 mobile and 7 tracks in Kentucky. They're moving right along there. We also had 2 free-to-play games launched over the past week. The LA Rams, Los Angeles Rams of the NFL, and Pechanga Resort Casino partnered to launch a free predictor game for the upcoming season. Free-to-play mobile web predictions. They're going to have prizes in terms of suite packages, game packages, money prizes, variety of all different normal activations. Also, it's the second one, I believe, for the Rams that they've done.
Okay.
And Pechanga is one of their main sponsors for the team itself.
Okay.
Parlay Media did a free-to-play game, launched a free-to-play game for the Premier League. That one's kind of interesting in terms of if somebody makes an entire month's worth of predictions correctly, they're eligible to win $250,000.
Wow. Okay.
So that's a good contest there.
Yeah, wow. Boy, that's a good one.
That's it for the industry updates. Let's finish up with our legislative roundup. Finishing up, we've got our legislative roundup. Up in Maine, we're going to start this week. We've got Gambling Control Unit Executive Director Milton Champion reporting that the proposed regulations for the sports betting industry in the state are under review and that the market should launch in November.
Wow.
So
Boy,
that is
look
quick.
At Maine coming on around on the outside, huh?
That is very quick.
I was thinking, I think a couple of weeks ago, I said, oh my God, Vermont's going to beat Maine. Now it looks like Maine's all set to go.
Maine's moving right along.
Right.
I thought they would have had that speed bump hit, with Champion being suspended for a while, but nothing's changed. They're moving quick.
Nothing's stopping Maine. Look at that.
Over in Michigan, we're leaving New England. We're going to Michigan. We'll be back in New England in a second.
Okay.
Michigan State Legislature passed a bill which appropriates funds to pay rewards of no more than $5,000 to people who provide information that results in the arrest and conviction on a felony or misdemeanor charge for a crime that involves the horse racing industry. It's a tipster bill.
Oh, all right.
So up to $5,000 can be provided.
This is only
as
a bill
reward.
now, right? This is.
Oh no, it's passed.
Oh, it passed. Okay,
It's passed.
All right.
So, but it's just for a tipster. That's what it was referred to as.
Tipster. Huh?
Yes.
All right.
Back in New Hampshire charity casinos can now offer dramatically higher stakes games following the passage of SB 120. Table game bet caps. That's hard to say.
Yeah.
Table game bet caps were increased from $10 to $50, and for poker players, table stakes have increased from $150 to $2,500.
Wow. Okay.
So New Hampshire's charity casinos are going to start being more high stakes, I guess.
Yeah, New Hampshire only has charity casinos.
That's all they have.
Yeah, that's so a portion of it goes to charities in the state.
Other than actual sports betting.
Yeah.
And finally, we have two bills in the U.S. Congress that are being introduced and coming under consideration here. We've got the Kids Online Safety Act, which is being pushed through the Senate right now, impose a duty of care stipulation for promotion and marketing of gambling products, and require default parental tools to safeguard minors.
Okay.
Don't know what default parental tools means.
I don't know what that means.
But I'm sure the bill has incredible language that explains everything. Mm-hmm. And also there's a bill in the House of Representatives that's making its way through the channels, H.R. 3894, which would amend the Animal Welfare Act to prohibit commercial greyhound racing.
Oh, wow.
So we're looking at a national...
Is that only in West Virginia now, or... greyhound racing?
That's all it is.
Okay.
That's all it is.
All
so,
right.
And also one other note regarding, we just talked about the Kids Online Safety Act, which refers to advertising gambling products. Massachusetts is still looking at a bill that would be considered deceptive advertising language. That's combating that. They have to include bonus promotions to the bill, same game parlays, odds boosts, risk-free, no sweat, or other types of free wagers commonly understood to have similar meaning. That's a long list of different types of promotions that you can actually do in Massachusetts. I don't know how you combat some of these.
I don't know. Well, we'll see. I mean, they're working on it. So
yeah.
We'll see how that works out.
Yeah, we'll see exactly where they go with these bills, but they've been working on this. I mean, that's one of the I'm going to say a funny word here. It's one of the big bugaboos for the Mass Gaming Commission is this deceptive advertising.
Yeah.
And they are very, very encouraged and urging sports books to try and change their language.
Sure.
That's it for this week's Turnpike Sports Book Report. Press releases, info@turnpikesportsradio.com. Keep them coming in. If you've been following along on TV, our ticker has been showing you news stories that we haven't had a chance to cover this half hour. Also, after the show is released on our blog, turnpikesports.us, click on the blog button. You will see a full print version of these stories, the ticker stories, and other news stories we did not have a chance to cover any way, shape, or form in this half hour. Go on over there as soon as this show is released, and you'll see the full print version on our blog.
And that'll do it for us this week. We'll see you next time on the Turnpike.